Let's talk about how dangerous AI really is. Job losses as a result of AI automation. As AI-powered job automation becomes more common in fields like marketing, manufacturing, and healthcare, it's becoming a major concern. Between 2020 and 2025, automation is expected to take away 85 million jobs. Black and Latino workers are most likely to lose their jobs to automation. This economy has created a lot of low-paying service sector jobs, futurist Martin Ford told Built In. This is why we have a low unemployment rate, which doesn't include people who aren't looking for work. I don't think that's going to keep going on. As AI robots get smarter and more skilled, fewer people will be needed to do the same work. AI will create 97 million new jobs by 2025, but many people won't have the technical skills needed for those jobs. If companies don't help their employees learn new skills, these people may be left behind. Would you be good at one of these new jobs if you were flipping burgers at McDonald's and more automation came in? Ford said it. Or is it possible that the new job requires a lot of schooling or training, or maybe even qualities that you don't have, like great people skills or creativity? Because there are things that computers are not very good at least for now. Even jobs that require graduate degrees or other training after college are at risk of being taken over by AI. Chris Messina, a technology consultant, says that fields like law and accounting are ready for AI to take over. In fact, Messina says that some of them may be wiped out. AI's already changed medicine in a big way. Messina says that law and accounting are next, with law going through a major shakeup. Think about how complicated contracts are and how deep you have to go and how much you need to know to build a perfect transaction structure, he said of the legal field. There are a lot of lawyers going through hundreds or thousands of pages of data and records. It's not hard to miss something, so AI that can go through all the contracts and find the best one for the result you want is likely to replace a lot of corporate lawyers. AI algorithms for social manipulation. According to a 2018 report on how AI could be used wrongly, social manipulation is one of the biggest risks. Critics of the app point to this process and the fact that the algorithm doesn't filter out harmful and false content, which makes them doubt TikTok's ability to keep its users safe from harmful and false media. Deep fakes have gotten into the political and social worlds, making online media and news even harder to understand. With this technology, it's easy to change the image of one person in a photo or video. As a result, bad actors now have another way to spread false information and war propaganda. This creates a nightmare scenario in which it might be almost impossible to tell the difference between real and fake news. Ford said, "Nobody knows what's real and what isn't. So it really comes down to a situation where you can't trust your own eyes and ears. You can't rely on what you've always thought was the best evidence. That's going to cause a lot of trouble." AI technology is used for social surveillance. Ford's also worried about how AI will affect privacy and security, in addition to the bigger question of what it means to be human. China is a great example of a country that uses facial recognition technology in offices, schools, and other places. The Chinese government may also be able to track a person's activities, relationships, and political views if they have enough information about them. The police in the United States use algorithms called predictive policing to figure out where crimes will happen. The problem is that these algorithms are based on arrest rates, which affect African American areas more than other areas. The police then spend more time in these communities, which raises questions about whether there's too much police presence and whether self-proclaimed democracies can avoid using AI as a tool for authoritarianism. Ford said authoritarian regimes use it or will use it. The question is how much it will get into Western countries and democracies and how we can stop it. Bias based on artificial intelligence. In many ways, AI bias is also bad. Olga Rusakovsky, a professor of computer science at Princeton, says that AI bias goes far beyond gender and race. AI is made by people, and people are biased by nature. This is on top of data bias and algorithmic bias, the latter of which can amplify the former. Most AI researchers are men of a certain race who grew up in high-income areas, Rusakovsky said. They're mostly people without disabilities. Because we're a pretty similar group of people, it's hard to think globally about world problems. AI creators may not have enough experience to explain why speech recognition AI often can't understand certain dialects and accents, or why businesses don't think about what would happen if a chatbot impersonated a famous person from history. Developers and businesses should be more careful not to reinforce long-held biases and prejudices that put minority groups in danger. AI is making society and the economy more unequal. Companies that refuse to admit that AI algorithms have biases built in risk putting their DEI projects at risk when they use AI-powered recruiting. The idea that AI can analyze a candidate's face and voice to figure out what kind of person they are is still tainted by racial biases, which would make it just like the discriminatory hiring practices that companies say they're trying to get rid of. Another thing to worry about is how AI-driven job loss is making social and economic inequality worse, which shows how AI is biased by class. Because of automation, blue-collar workers who do more physical, repetitive work have seen their pay drop by up to 70%. White-collar workers, on the other hand, have been mostly unaffected, and some have even made more money. Claims that AI has broken down social barriers or given more jobs don't give a clear picture of what its effects have been. It's very important to think about differences in race, class, and other ways. If not, it'll be harder to figure out how AI and automation help some people and groups while hurting others. AI is impairing ethics and goodwill. Technologists, journalists, and politicians all worry about how AI will affect society and the economy. During the Common Good in the Digital Age Summit at the Vatican in 2019, Pope Francis warned against AI's biased views and wrong data. He warned about how technology could grow out of control. Technological progress used against the common good would be a tragic return to a kind of barbarism where the law of the strongest would rule, he said. This worry is made worse by the fast growth of ChatGPT, an AI tool that lets you talk to it. People have used the technology to avoid doing their homework, which hurts academic honesty and creativity. OpenAI even hired poor Kenyans to work on making the device safer. Others worry that we'll keep pushing AI's limits as long as it makes money, even though important people have warned us not to. Messina said, "Let's try it if we can, and let's see what happens. And if it makes us money, we'll do a lot of it," he said. Technology isn't the only issue here. This is going on. AI algorithms are to blame for the financial crises. AI is being used more and more in trading and finance. The next global financial crisis could be brought on by algorithmic trading. AI algorithms don't think about the environment, the market, or whether people are afraid or trusting. Then these programs quickly make thousands of trades that they then sell a few seconds later for a small profit. Getting out of hundreds of trades could scare other people into doing the same, which could cause the market to crash or be very unstable. The 2010 flash crash and the Knight Capital flash crash show what can happen when trading algorithms go crazy and trade quickly or for huge amounts of money. AI can help the financial industry. AI can help investors make better decisions about the market. But finance companies need to know how their AI programs decide what to do. Before using AI, companies should figure out how confident they are in it. Investors won't get scared and cause money problems. Thanks for watching this video.